Good, happy Friday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. Water bans enacted in 3 New Hampshire towns. The hot, dry weather in New Hampshire is already forcing some communities to put water restrictions in place. Campton home built in 1800 destroyed by fire. Officials in Campton are investigating a fire that ripped through a home on Perch Pond Road early Wednesday morning. Suspected perch snatcher at Claremont Supermarket arrested. Police in Claremont arrested a Lebanon man Wednesday after a woman was robbed in the parking lot of Hannaford Supermarket. Republican pro-clean energy issues group praises Ayotte as bipartisan leader in new TV ad. A pro-Republican issue advocacy group focusing on clean energy and the environment is weighing into the U.S. Senate race with a television ad promoting Senator Kelly Ayotte as the bipartisan leader. Dirty Dunkin'. Tray of dropped donuts sold to customers. An entire tray of donuts was accidentally dropped on the floor at a local Dunkin' Donuts, but it's what happened next as people losing their appetites. Officials warn residents after several bear sightings in Manchester. Officials in Manchester are warning residents to be on the lookout for bears after one was spotted roaming the city. Hampton police officer thrown from motorcycle in crash. A Hampton police officer was injured in a crash on Thursday morning, according to New Hampshire State Police. Juicy, sweet strawberries are ready for picking in New Hampshire. Plump, juicy, and red, New Hampshire's strawberry crop has been loving this hot, dry heat, and now the berries are ready for the picking at about 20 farms across the state. Republican candidate accused Custer of political posture by joining Democratic sit-in. 2 Republicans vying for the 2nd District U.S. seat on Thursday accused Democratic incumbent Rep. Annie Custer of playing politics with the all-important issue of keeping firearms out of the hands of terrorists. Senators reach deal on generally modified ingredient labeling. Senators have a bipartisan deal to require labeling of genetically modified ingredients naturally a week before a labeling law in Vermont goes into effect. Recording played a former police chief woman who accused him of assault. A woman who accused a former police chief of sexually assaulting her continued her testimony Thursday as the jury heard a recording of when she confronted him years later. Man testified that target of Bedford home invasion picked randomly. An alleged accomplice of a man accused of attacking a Bedford couple in their home in 2012 testified Thursday about the events that night. Epping woman accused of seriously injuring 18-month-old. An Epping woman has been charged with inflicting life-altering injuries on an 18-month-old child in her care. Firefighters hold special training year after fatal tent collapse. Firefighters from across the state trained Thursday on circus tent inspections and how to deal with collapses, nearly a year after a father and daughter died in a tent collapse. Trump hails Brexit. They took back their country. Donald Trump, the prospective U.S. Republican presidential nominee, cheered Brexit on Friday for voting to leave the European Union, saying they took back their country. U.S. features tumble after UK votes to quit EU. David Cameron plans to resign. Take a listen to the video we have for you.
It looks like it's going to turn into an historic day.
This is not the story that the market was expecting. You can see they are called lower by about 7.7%.
As it relates to the Nikkei futures, trading halted for 10 minutes as we saw markets plunge.
Well, the Dow being called down by almost 700 points, 660 points at the moment.
Markets went into this vote almost perfectly priced for a Remain outcome. Now, as the results have started coming in, doubt is creeping in, fear is creeping in.
I do think there needs to be a lot of reflection over those negotiations that took place all those months ago with David Cameron.
We've got declines here of 10% plus.
They could shift 1,000 investment banking jobs from London to Paris if the UK leaves the EU.
The last decade, if you will, of global growth has been defined by growing trade, and that's ground to a halt now. And so without that trade increasing, it's hard to see where the growth is going to come from.
Okay, and there you have it. Wildfire revenge, dozen of homes in Central California, evacuations underway. A fast-moving wildfire in Central California has destroyed several dozens homes and forced hundreds of evacuations in rural communities in Kearny County Thursday. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. And by the way, Donald Trump will be holding a press conference from the golf course in Scotland. Once we get that press conference, we will play that for you. Have a great day, everyone, and see you back here later on for the Riley King Newscast. Bye.